Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to our special episode of My Spiritual Money RX. This is your host, Vivian S. D. Guzman, and today we're going to talk about the lack mentality and the essential ingredients to money flow. So, sometimes we never talk about the skeleton in the closet, but once we identify these things, where they're coming from, and bring it to really our consciousness, right? Now we can address it, because sometimes we push all of these thoughts and emotions kind of down there in the gutter, but then we start having some physical problems, right? Or emotional issues, or sometimes it affects our mindset in really building the life and the business that we love. So here I am bringing out my gift of penetration according to human design, and really naming these things. What is this lack mentality, so that you can actually shift it yourself? Because some of you are so talented and so conscious already that it just takes a little reminder to just like name whatever that is, right? And then eventually you're going to figure out what to do. You're going to meet the right person, and you're on your way to making more money with ease, grace, and flow. And today we have our special guest, Vienna Dunham, our emotion code practitioner for our Transformational Wellness Academy, who's going to join us in this conversation of lack mentality. Hi, Vienna. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Vivian. Thank you so much for having me today. I came today as the poster child of what I'm familiar with, that past tense lack mentality. So
yes,
there's a way out. Woo! And
there's always
Vivian's
yes.
Thank
you. So there's always a way to actually release the lack mentality. But let's define that first for the audience, shall we?
Yes.
Okay. So in my book, Money Blocks, 8 Steps to Get to 6 Figures in 90 Days or Less in Any Economy, you can find this definition. Lack mentality is someone or something is either taking or giving energy. Okay, remember, taking or giving. So identify yourself where you're at that moment, at this moment. The person that's depleted is allowing this process to occur consciously, subconsciously, or unconsciously. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, now you're very familiar with unconscious and subconscious blocks in the emotional field. And so, and I know you're also an expert of this code of consciousness. So share with us a little bit on the people that you've seen, you've cleared their, negative emotions that's causing maybe their blocks in flowing money to come to them with ease, grace, and flow. Is there really such a thing, this subconscious and unconscious lack mentality?
Whew, there sure is. And I think it surprises people when, they may be thinking, oh, it's just my lot in life, or it's just, it's just what was coming to me or something. And so when they can realize that actually, yes, it's a thing, and it's a thing that can be shifted out of, that there's so much hope in that. I think one of the things that we bring to life for people is hope. We get to be the hope bringers. And the other thing that has surprised me a lot from people is that most often this lack mentality has been an inherited thing.
Inherited.
About it.
Wow.
All of our grandparents came through a rough time that, at least in the United States, was called the Great Depression. And doubtless there were some other things in other parts of the world that were similar. It was hard times a couple generations ago for almost everyone. So that lack mentality just moves in as a dark cloud. And but it's just as easy to clear it from the generations as it is if you picked it up all by yourself this, your own span.
Yes. And so, we asked that question in the book, right? Where does lack mentality come from? It's so true. When Vienna, let's say, does an emotion code or code of consciousness process, let's say with me, it could be an upbringing, right? Ancestors, religion, culture, tradition, negative emotions, and others. Other people is what I meant. And somehow, I don't know why we humans do this. We hear something and then we take it on as if it's our own. Yes. It's like, that sounds good, or that's true for me.
Well, even if it doesn't sound good, we think, I don't have any choice.
Me too. Say that
we
again.
Don't get left behind.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. Yes, they don't want to be left behind. So then they just do what they do, right? So remember, though, what you focus on grows.
Yes.
Right? So what we're offering here is when Vienna and I look at a person and they, you know how when they're saying something, for me, I read the energy of the sentence, because sometimes their tone drops, or it's like, that's not really true for them. They're just saying it because they wanted to say something. They heard it from someone. So remember, if you're strong and neutral to a lot of things, a negative person can say something to you, but you don't have to own it.
That's right.
Literally, right?
Absolutely.
So I know with you, Vienna, some people that, let's say you're doing a group emotion code, right? And then you identify different energies or different negative emotions that's causing the issue. In fact, you're going to do a demo for us in about a few minutes from here, 12:30 p.m. Why don't you invite them to that class that you're doing? It's a free master class.
Yes, as part of UpLevel 2021, and you can find that at the UpLevel 2021 Facebook page. It's not too late to register. And for the group, I've already discerned that there are 3 trapped emotions that will release for the group. And that's what's in common for that particular group that's going to gather. And this is based on quantum physics. This is like, Vivian has an amazing gift. Me, I know muscle testing. So I tap into something. We're both tapping into something greater. She sees it. I have to do it a different way. But it's just as amazing as it can be. And I wanted to share one today that's not one that we'll be releasing from that group, because it's such a great example. It's terror. And I've been doing some reading on the importance of the vagus nerve, which I have taken your class on vagus nerve unwinding. That was amazing. And it causes, once they started doing brain scans, they could suddenly see that even people with little T trauma, not just big T trauma, can get themselves stuck in a stage of fight or flight. And or freeze. That's the other one, right? And so when they hit that zone of max adrenaline, the speech center goes offline. And so they may have it all planned out what they're going to say, and suddenly the mind is going. There's
Yep.
no resource. Hopefully you have it on a piece of paper and you can stumble through it, but it's not going to be coming
Right.
out. So if you can right? If you can release terror, then maybe
Uh-huh.
it's generational, maybe it's something from even being born. For
Right.
some people, being born was terrorizing. Maybe it was a C-section, maybe the cord was around their neck and they're like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Like then anything that even smells like that, and I don't mean literal smell, I just mean that vibration of triggers that whole thing and they shut down. So that's the kind of thing you want to be able to release. And even if you know the next right step, it's like frozen in space, can't take it. Even if someone could tell it to you and give you a little push, you might fall down because the body is not responding at that point. So tools like you're offering today are the things that we can talk ourselves back in off the ledge and get ourselves to a place to be able to take that next right step.
Right. And the shift doesn't really have to take 10 years or a lifetime. I think honestly, with the way the world is going now, kind of quantum leaping, right?
Yes.
The things that used to take us 10 or 20 years to resolve, I mean, a little bit of emotion code, a little bit of a psychic, spiritual healing actually just releases that. Because once you become conscious of what you've been babying there forever, then you're like, well, how's that serving me? And if it's not serving you or your clients, you have to let it go.
That's right.
Because if you keep on living your life every single year the same way, well, maybe you like consistency, but really there's really nothing consistent in the planet. When COVID hit and we are now in this phase in our time, everything's changing. And the more you're able to shift your life towards the direction, let's say, of your path and purpose, and we talked about that in our other TV show yesterday, the more you will be able to do that. And by the way, like I said, we are doing our free master classes, right? Yesterday was how to focus on whatever your purpose is to achieve balance in your life and fun and money. And today is about your emotion code. How can you actually line up your own emotions to your own business owner self? Because being a mother, you're like a business owner, but you never gave yourself that title. But now, if you really have a business, well, yes, you have to line up as the person in charge of your business. That's a different set of triggers in your emotion, by the way. And then tomorrow, we're going to do spiritual expansion in physical reality. Okay. So I do want to share with them, if you join us, by Friday, you're going to actually have $100 off the ticket event or the VIP healing that Vienna and I are going to be doing. So I want to share that with you. And then we're going to continue now to how do we actually shift our lack mentality. So let's say you're like looking at your neighbor and you're like, well, how come they have that and I don't have this? That's a lack mentality. That is an evidence of you're looking outside of yourself. But it's also okay that you're looking at different things and you're going, well, wow, they have it. That would be nice if I could have that. That's a different kind of mindset, right?
Exactly.
So every
curiosity, right?
Curiosity, right? Instead of envy or guilt or, well, how come it's like, what do you call that emotion? It's like you're pissed off at somebody because they have it and you don't. That's quite negative, right?
Exactly.
So this is what I do every day. I nature walk. Vienna knows that because I call her in the morning when I'm like, hey, look at this. What's going on? Right? Lots of trees, lots of leaves. And I just observe the abundance, the number of cars and the number of houses that I see every day. And if you're really, really triggered, I've done this and you might find it beneficial. Let's say you're paying bills and you have triggers when it comes to your bills. Do an eye patch exercise, like literally put a patch, like a pirate has a patch. on your right eye because the right brain is your emotional brain. So
Okay.
if something triggers you, I would suggest you put an eye patch while you're doing the activity to help you reduce that emotional trigger when you're paying your bills.
That's
Yes,
brilliant.
just try that. Just see what happens. And
Can I do
ask,
that while I'm finishing preparing my taxes?
oh, yes, tax season. Exactly. Yes, and ask the right questions. Sometimes we ask all the wrong questions. We ask very negatively about something, right? So
Yes.
let's all do an exercise together just for fun. Okay, so everybody get a piece of pen and paper. And I want you to ask yourself, how much money would you like to earn or have? Just write it down.
Shall we do
Not,
this by month or by year, or it doesn't matter?
oh, you can say per month.
Okay.
Now I want you to double that.
Woo.
Okay? Just double that. So you can see when you first answered my question, you just wrote whatever you thought of.
I
But
had
when I
already doubled it because I knew you think big, and then you said double it again.
no, we're just
You're
gonna say we're
always
gonna double
pushing
that,
me
okay?
forward, Vivian.
Yeah. So then your mind, your emotion will probably go ding 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 ding, like Vienna says, like, oh, where are we going with this, right? Okay, we're gonna stay with this for the interest of time. I want you to just double that, right?
Okay.
Now, the next exercise is write down 10 ways you can make money.
Oh,
Go ahead, just write it all down. And I'll give you time for that.
thank you.
So just write down 10 ways you can make money. So think about all the skills and the talents that you have because I'm sure you have them. So once you've written down your 10 ways, go ahead and cross out everything except the one that you will commit to do. Everything is crossed out. So really ask yourself, am I going to do this in the next 3 to 6 months? That could be your qualifying question, whether you're really going to do that.
Okay.
Because if you say, I'm going to build a website to attract people, but then you're like, the next thought is, well, where am I going to get the money to get that person? You're already blocking yourself from really getting that task, right? So ask yourself truly, what is the one thing out of the 10 that you're willing to do in the next 3 months? Just go ahead and cross everything out except one. So I call this a brain dump because usually, you know how your brain has so many ideas, but then it's just your way to be paralyzed and confused so you actually don't do it.
Are you talking about me personally?
This happens to me too, Vienna. So
Okay.
it's all good. So that's why I do my nature walk to calm my mind down because my mind can only give me an answer from the past. It can never tell me how my future, how it looks like.
That's
So
true.
I have to like brain drain, brain dump every single idea and go, okay, what am I really going to do? Okay, so you got your one thing that you're going to do, right?
Got it. One
Okay,
thing.
you guys hold that thing. You can hold the paper, and I want you to ask the right question. What are the infinite possibilities of having, receiving, and making money with ease, grace, and flow? And now take 3 to 6 deep breaths. Because you could do it. So in other words, we're going to simplify what the universe can really bring to you if you stop making yourself too busy, too confused, and too overwhelmed because you have one goal for the next 3 months. Now, the next thing is I want you to add a positive vibe or emotion to it as if you're already receiving it, that thing you have on your paper. Take a deep breath. One thing I do, if you all squat down and put your hands in a prayer position and just allow everything to, like as if you're the container and you're now receiving everything that you need in the next 3 months, how magical could it be that you're actually not doing too many things, but you're just being you in this moment, breathing, receiving oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide, right? And you're able to hold this container for you to receive whatever you wrote down in the next 3 months. So I would love for you to stay tuned with us, right? Like write a comment on our page if you'd like on Wealthy Money Mindset Facebook group. And I invite you today to attend Vienna's Aligning Your Emotion to Your Business Owner Self free masterclass right after this one at 12:30 p.m. So I want to thank you all for being part of this. And whew, thank you, thank you. One of our Facebook users says, I agree, I'm a gardener and what I water grows. I love it. Yes, so let's all water the goodness that we all have, and we'll see you on our Up Level 2021, right? Hopefully you guys come in on Saturday, because on Saturday, Vienna and I are going to sprinkle our healing magic all day long from 8:30 to 5. And you have till Friday to do your $100 coupon code, right? And remember, the coupon code is Early Bird Up Level 2021. Okay?
All right, Lady, thanks for the eye patch clue. I'm going to do that.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vienna, for sharing your magic with the group. And I'll see you on the other Zoom link in the next few minutes. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye all.